This is the last will and testament of Chief Umejesi of Umezu village in Enugu, Njikoka local government area of Anambra State of Nigeria, made this 17th day of June, 2009. I, Chief Umejesi, hereby appoint Barrister Dimba Akpambo of Akpambo Chambers as executors of my last will and testament. I, Chief Umejesi, hereby give a legacy gift of my company, umbrella group of companies, with its assets and liabilities, to my son, Victor Umejesi Esquire. He is to take over as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the company. I, Chief Umejesi, hereby give a legacy gift of my company, Umejesi Oil and Gas Limited, with its assets and liabilities, to my son, Daniel Umejesi Esquire. He is to take over as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the company. I, Chief Umejesi, hereby order that a compulsory sum of 1 million naira monthly be paid from the account of umbrella group of companies to my widow, Chief Mrs. Shaw Umejesi. This monthly payment must continue until she joins me. All my descendants must continue to live in the castle, known as Umejesi Castle, pending when any of them decides to vacate for another house. In witness whereof, Chief Umejesi hereby append his sign and seal, the day, month, and year first above written. That is the will.
My father's will.
Order!
It can never be my father's will. Order. I won't accept it. It's not his will.
Young man, take it easy.
Order!
You're in court premises. Sit down.
Challenge every single line in that nonsense they read as my father's will. I'm going to prove to everybody that it is nonsense and I am the firstborn of this family and I deserve to have the family's first business. Victor was playing games on me. Yes, he is. And I want to show him and every other person that I'm the firstborn of this family and I deserve the family's first business.
Daniel, I don't know how you're going to challenge him, but please, do not take it to the extreme. I don't want to lose any of my sons.
Son? You call Victor a son? Well, I don't call him this. I won't call him that. He's nothing but an intruder. That is what it is. And I'm going to prove to him and every other person that I am the firstborn. And I will get what I want. Watch me.
I should have let him have his way. I guess I pushed him too hard. And now I'm regretting everything.
Sorry. It'll be okay. If I tell you the way forward, would you listen to me?
Depends on what you say.
You should call a family meeting. Your brother is an honorable man. He would listen to the voice of reason.
Cindy, I'm the firstborn of this family. Do you agree that I should be entitled to everything?
I understand that perfectly well. I do. But you had the wishes of the dead. I may not know a lot of things, but I do know you do not go against their wishes.
Whose side are you on? Theirs or mine?
Your mother, the self-acclaimed Madam Shaw, is the problem we have in this family. And I say it's high time we dealt with her.
You're telling me to my face that we should deal with my mother? What does that mean?
Your mother, you've always listened to her. Even when you perceived that what she was telling you was wrong. Small wonder your father treated you as a woman. I say you deal with her now, or she'll bring you to your ruins.
Do you know, this is the same woman that saw you good enough to be her daughter-in-law and got us married. And you're saying we should deal with her? We should sort her out? Meaning what?
If you must know, your mother has this domineering attitude that I find extremely disgusting. All she wants is to be in the position of power and authority. I say we deal with her now, because she has nothing to offer. I'm on the inside, I know. I see it all the time.
Victor, have you ever wondered why they call me Madame Shaw? They call me Madame Shaw because I'm always sure. I don't make mistakes. The low-life girl you married against my wish is the problem we're having in this family. And if you want peace to reign, you must send her back in.
You know, I believe Father said it best when he said, you will never understand the end of your problems if you don't understand its beginnings.
Victor, I am telling you what to do and you're giving me proverbs.
Father blessed my union with all his heart, and he charged me to look after that young woman as long as I live. It's a responsibility that I'm willing to take as long as I live, Mother. My wife is not a problem. She will never be a problem. We need to get together as one, tolerate each other, live with each other so this family can stand firmly.
Victor, if your plan is to indirectly make me accept the low-class girl you married against my wish, then you must be joking. It will not work.
What exactly did my wife do wrong?
She is a nobody. She has no foundation, no track record. She cannot be entrusted with anything in this family.
And yet, Father called this nobody a noble woman. A noble woman, Mom. That's what Father called her. And she was the last person he blessed before he passed on.
That is not my business. Victor, are you aware that I pushed your father to greatness? When I see people who are destined for greatness, I know. And your Millicent, or whatever you call her, is not one of them.
Yet Millicent shares similar background to yours, Mother. It's true. Your background with hers is very akin. And yet single-handedly, you turned around the fortunes of your family to its present greatness. I believe in Millicent. I believe she can do the same. Mother, she braved all odds, poverty, degradation, mental and physical abuse to make a first class in business administration. Even now as we speak, she has revolutionary ideas that is going to turn the fortunes of this company around.
How dare you tell me that the daughter of a wretched Otocha-based goldsmith will be the one to turn my company around? Let her go and turn around her miserable family before thinking of what else to turn around.
I've listened to Dad's testament and last will, and I'm going to stick to it to the letter. I'm afraid I must run, Mother. I have an appointment with medicine.
Everyone now talks back at me.
Cindy, there's something I want you to understand. We are the two women that were married into this family. And I see us as a future. I want us to resolve on how to proceed to making this family a better one.
In what way?
First of all, your husband sees my husband as a traitor. He once called him an intruder. But deep down in my heart, I know that he did not mean it. He only said it because he was upset. Cindy, we are the ones saddled with the responsibility of making this family a better one. It is our responsibility to manage the two brothers. Let's do our work.
I strongly believe that the only problem we have in this house is our mother-in-law. And we've got to face her. We've got to confront her.
No matter the situation, I don't think it would be wise for us to confront her. At all. It's not the best thing to do.
Millicent, are you telling me you're not aware of her antiques?
No, I'm not saying that. I will agree with you if you say that she's adopted this way of life that... I don't know what to say. But we would not take it away from her. That all she wants is the happiness, the well-being of her children. What we have to do is to make her see that we are completely committed to the happiness and the success of our husbands. And she will change.
To an extent, I'll agree with you. But our mother-in-law is a busybody and a troublemaker at that. And the only way to deal with people like her is to confront them.
I'm sorry, Shindy, I would not be part of that. No, I won't. Look, this family is now facing a terrible time where trust has become very elusive. We cannot afford to confront Madam Shaw. And do not forget, she is still the lady of this castle. And she deserves all our respect despite whatever she does. Cindy, listen to me. Instead of you to put so much energy into this confrontation thing, why don't you turn that energy into good use? Why don't you bring out the virtue woman that you were supposed to be and make this family a better one? We can join hands together and we can make it perfect.
Very well then. I appreciate your sincere concern, but I do know what to do.
Dan, what you're asking me to do is tantamount to disobeying the dead. Father willed umbrella group of companies to me and bequeathed Umejesi oil and gas to you. Now you're asking me to do the legal impossible and begin to exchange them? It's not possible.
Victor, do you know I'm the firstborn? I'm the elder here, and I need to take care of the family's first business. I need to be in charge of umbrella group of companies and not just manage Umejesi oil and gas. It's not my portion. It's like settling for less. Why would anybody want me to do that?
I saw Cindy Odogwu and proposed to her on your behalf. In fact, I married her for you. She's no longer what I bargained for. So you're starting her divorce process tomorrow.
Mother, I'm in the middle of a very important conversation. And why would you even want me to divorce Cindy?
You will divorce Cindy because she's an idiot that must not be tolerated. She's not what I bargained for. She has overstayed her welcome in this family and she must be thrown out.
Victor, talk to your mother. Cindy is my wife. You need to watch your utterances.
Hey! Dan, you listen to me. Cindy Odogwu remains a terrible mistake in this family and I want her out immediately.
What's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with your mother? She's always causing problems. Always.
My mother? Well, my mother happened to think you're helpless without her. That you're not man enough to handle your issues alone. And that is why she can barge in and say those things about your wife and walk out. So when you're ready to handle your issues like a man, perhaps my mother will leave you alone. Having said that, you two know how you resolve your issues all the time. When you're ready to handle your issues as a man, I've spoken as a man, I'm going home to my wife to be a man. Think about it.
Good evening.
You do not have the right to use that word good because you don't know the meaning.
Meaning?
The only person who can correct a mistake is the person who made that mistake.
Why are you sounding like this? As your daughter-in-law, don't I deserve a bit of courtesy when I'm being addressed?
Cindy, you are leaving my house first thing tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute, Madam Shaw.
You just called me by my name?
What do you mean I'm leaving your house tomorrow morning? Are you in any way trying to get me angry?
Cindy, I brought you into this house because I thought you had manners. But now I've realized that you are not a wife material, so you must leave.
And I, the daughter of a senator, a millionaire, will tell you that I do not have time for busybodies like you.
Cindy just called me a busybody to my face.
there you are. Get up and listen to me. I've had enough of the insults in this house. You get up and listen to me because we've got to solve this right now. I've had it.
Now, Cindy, I want you to listen to me. There are too many things getting awkward for me and I don't need you to compound it. Now, why are you shouting?
Your mother is leaving this house tomorrow and that is my decision. Nobody, least of all you, will stop me or ask me questions.
You want my mother, Madam Shaw, to leave the famous Umejesi family house because of you? You crazy?
She pulled the trigger first and I'm going to show her that I am the daughter of a senator.
Life's so unpredictable.
Mrs. Umejesi, don't you think you're calling the wrong person? By the way, you are the one that said that I'm a local woman from Ozaluno. Why are you not discussing your problem with a local woman? If you do not want to bury your daughter, just call her this minute and ask her to leave my house this night. And you think you can kill Cindy? Are you underestimating my powers? I was the one who married that uncultured daughter of yours. And I can deal with her anytime. Then if you know you're marrying an uncultured girl, why don't you bend her so that she'll do what you want? Don't ever call me to discuss Cindy again, okay? My daughter is a vibrant woman that knows what being a lady is all about. And she does not take rubbish from anybody. Is this a conspiracy or what?
I had a discussion with Cindy today, and she says that the best way forward is to confront your mother.
You know, I'm beginning to think Cindy is a troublemaker. Seriously, I think you should avoid her. Advice is no good at all.
Why don't you like her?
Maybe I like everybody. But there's just something about her that gives this impression of the surreal, no? Like she's faking it. Now, apart from the fact she graduated from Valparaiso University and her dad is a senator, there's truthfully nothing outstanding about Cindy. That's my opinion.
You know, you just called her a troublemaker. That's exactly the same thing that she called your mom. She thinks that your mom is the head of all the problems that we have in this house, and that's why she advises that we confront her.
And what did you tell her that got that kind of reply?
Nothing. I just told her that I was not going to be part of any confrontation, that your mother deserves all our respect, and that's what I'm going to give to her.
And her response?
She said I was entitled to my own opinions and that she knows what to do.
Baby, listen. First and foremost, confrontations does not solve a problem. It compounds it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just not how to. We dialogue. We're civil people. We don't confront. There's no point for it. Anybody that will advise you anything in that sort, it just don't mean well. Okay?
Yes, baby.
It's my girl.
The general impression in this house is that we have too many housekeepers. So, that's why I've called this, so we can have a downsizing.
Madam, I don't understand, sir. I put ma.
I believe in mutual agreements. So, I've called you all here so we can have, you know, an understanding.
Madam, is there a way you can break it down for us to understand?
Can you tell me one good reason, or can you give me a reason why these people are still working here, considering the fact that the economic meltdown is affecting us so badly?
Madam, maybe they didn't tell you. We are answerable to Chief Mrs. Shaw Umejesi, the lady of this house. And she has never told us that our services are no longer required. Moreover, I don't know the connection we have with the much advertised global economic meltdown. I don't know.
And what is your name?
Okeke. Okeke Ubako, to be precise. Okeke Ndukumo, Onyo Gadele Mo, Onyo Luo.
Oh, shut up! You're fired!
Eh? Is that the way they fire? You just wake up, you say you fire. Listen, I have a contract.
Go in and pack your things and leave this house.
There is a running contract. It is going to expire February next year. 28th of February next year. Are you marking the date? Listen, not only me, all these people that are standing here, all of us are on running contracts. So you cannot just wake up and say you have fired somebody. Our contract is very big.
Listen, I am married to the first son of late Chief Umejesi. I run this house. And any contract you have is null and void.
An idiot who has been fired cannot fire anybody. You have refused to humble yourself and learn the protocol of this castle. Status quo maintained. Go back to your points of duty.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was that? Are you trying to belittle me in front of yourself?
Okay, go.
They were employed by my husband, and you do not have any right whatsoever to fire any of them.
Really?
We shall see. Waiting.
So that's all he's saying.
Ask for any amount you want. I just want to be in charge of an umbrella group of companies. That's all I ask.
I don't care about the money. All I care about is the law. You cannot take over umbrella group of companies because it's been willed to your brother. Umejesi oil and gas you inherited is worth more than 1 billion naira. I don't know why you're not content with that.
I'm not content because it is not the family's first business. It is not our main business. I am the first son, and I deserve to be in charge of the family's first business. That's what I want.
You're talking tradition here. And the will that my client bequeathed to his successors in title lays no credence to tradition. Lomiloni, your father had always believed you listened to everything your mother said. And that was why umbrella group of companies wasn't willed to you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Barrister. But I can assure you that if I don't get charge of umbrella group of companies, there will be war in this family.
I have a mandate of my client to protect his family and his company. And Dan, I'm not comfortable with that.
Well, then figure out how to get me what I want. Because I want what I want. Get my brother to be in charge of Umejesi Oil and Gas. I am the first son. I want to be the one to sit in his chair.
I'm actually negotiating with a company in France to come in and partner with you in Umejesi Oil and Gas industries.
I am not interested in any partnership, my friend. I am not. Just tell me what you want. Any amount. And I will pay it. I have the money.
There's nothing you will pay me that will compete with what your father has paid me already. And listen, I'm a credible lawyer in this country. And I cannot dance to the gallery, okay? Good afternoon.
Fair enough. Well, just know that you are not the only legal brain in this country. I will speak to other lawyers. This is not the end of it. You haven't seen the last of it yet. Mr. Kongo.
So,
I called you here to acknowledge as well as extend the degree of trust my father had for you. You worked for my father for several years, and not one day did he have one word of complaint about you.
that's true, sir.
I'm impressed with that. It's a resume all on its own, you know, and for that reason, I want to retain you here as a senior manager.
Thank you very much, sir.
As you know, Mr. Konko, I was educated in some of the finest schools in the world. I have 2 MBAs, business administration. My wife has got a first class in business administration, but all this is nothing to the real day-to-day field work of the job. I want to amalgamate efforts with you. I want you to grant me access to all the physical information you have about the day-to-day run of this conglomerate. I want us to see things the way they are. I don't want a superior subordinate relationship. I don't want you to see it as a takeover of sorts. Rather, I'm here to complement what you've built here as a structure and to take it to the next level. You understand?
It's okay.
So for that reason, Mr. Konko, please excuse me. This will not take a moment.
Yeah, this is a barrister Abambo speaking. Yeah, your brother is interested in your position and you have to be very careful.
I'm by no means naive, sir. I know what's going on. I'm trading with a great deal of caution.
He just left my office and he dropped some words that gave him out as being dangerous. I just called to keep you posted and I'm wondering if we could see in the evening.
Of course, where?
I'd say the VIP Club and Spas. 7:30. Will it be okay with you?
Okay then. I'll see you soon. Have a nice day.
I'm always at your service, sir.
Yes. Happy to know I too are yours.
Thank you so much.
That this world is not your property. Did you ever have to stop to notice that you never always?
I know where the problem started, and I'm going to end it.
Is there any problem, ma?
That's the way it is.
Okay, where is that idiot that said she fired you?
I saw her leave. I don't know where she was going, ma.
And where is Millicent?
She should be in her wing, ma.
Call her for me.
Okay.
Okay. Ma. Please. Don't tell her as if it's an order. Tell her to see me when it's convenient for her.
Mr. Okeke, I hope all is well.
Yes, everything is okay. See, all the people that are working in this house, the males, the females, we have come to the noble conclusion that you are different from your colleague.
I am sorry, I don't understand what you're talking about. Who are my colleagues?
No, I didn't say colleagues as in many. I said only one colleague as in one. But another time we can continue with that very discussion. But you see, Madame asked me to come and call you. She said that you don't have to be in a hurry. In fact, she was very emphatic that you have to come at your convenient time.
My mother-in-law asked you to call me.
Yes, your mother-in-law. Do you know Madame Shaw? Do you know why we call her Madame Shaw? She is the only woman on earth that knows where she's coming from and where she's going. She's always sure.
Okay, I'm just excited. Just tell her that I'll be here in the next 1 minute, please.
Good. She's waiting for you in the central living room.
Okay.
And I am going to add, when I get there, I am going to inform her that you received this message with a gracious smile. She's smiling again.
Thank you very
She's
much.
beginning to smile again.
Thank you very much.
I will just deliver the message like that.
Thank you.
Good name is better than silver and gold. Better than silver and good name is better than silver and gold. grace. Yes,
I'm sorry, Mother, but you're confusing me. You don't look okay. Is everything all right?
I am bothered. I am bothered.
Why?
My daughter, are you sure you have what it takes to square up to that woman? Are you sure?
Mother, she was the one who stepped up to me first. I'm not going to fold my arms and watch that woman turn me into a second fiddle.
I was told that woman is very fetish. And I wonder if you know that about her.
Honestly, Mother, that's her beeswax. She can threaten everybody with her domineering antics, but certainly not me. Her intention is to assume, or rather, frighten everybody and assume perfect control over the family. Mother, I will tell her that it's not an easy road.
Anyway, I called your father last night and he said he's going to come back next week.
Oh, Mother, I hope you haven't told Father about Madame Shaw, because she's certainly not a topic for discourse. I will put her in her place.
My daughter, thread carefully with Madame Shaw. I beg you, Biko, thread carefully.
You worry too much. You worry too much, Mom.
I'm sorry, Ma, but she was the one that called for the meeting. She virtually said everything. I didn't know that it was a wrong thing for me to have gone there. I'm sorry.
Why would you attend a secret meeting in this house? Are you not aware that I'm the one in charge?
I'm sorry, Mom, but I did not go there to spite you. As a matter of fact, I did not even see it as a meeting. Cindy called me and asked me to meet her in the waiting room, which I did. And we sat down and we talked like women who were married to brothers. I'm sorry if this got you angry. It was not my intention.
Millicent.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we work together?
I don't understand.
Millicent. Forget the fact that I was against you. The issue right now is that you are now living in this house. Are you going to work with me to put her in her place?
Mom, I'm not a troublemaker.
Millicent, your existence in this house is threatened if you don't work with me. So if you still want to remain relevant, you have to be on my side. Are you ready?
Can I have some time to at least think about it?
No. I don't believe in afterthoughts. Everything that makes up Millicent Okoye is standing right here before me. So, are you ready to work with me?
I don't have any problem with Cindy.
What are you saying in essence?
Mom, in essence, what I'm trying to say is that whatever differences that we're having in this family can never be solved with confrontation. We can handle it maturely and amicably. Confrontation will only worsen everything. It will only drive us apart. It won't be the best for the family.
Get out.
Are you angry because I just told you the truth?
Don't you ever make me remember your miserable background. Get out.
Thank you.
One more thing. If you don't work with me, I will assume you're working against me and I'm going to grind you to a halt. Get out.
Thank you.
shame and disgrace. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Madam, wait.
No matter what
I overheard everything. Please don't ever regret your decision, okay? We are now used to her threat. She is not as dangerous as people tend to believe. I want you to learn how to follow her slowly. And you will realize that she's a very nice woman. Madam Shaw, very nice woman. Yeah.
Thank you.
So when you cry the song, way beyond every other, remember that you can live alone.
Your father's will has been generating some controversies in some quarters recently. A national daily even wrote an editorial comment on it. What do you want?
That's why I'm here. I'm here to deal with the controversy. I mean, people have been asking questions about the will because it did not follow the normal, standard African family procedure where the eldest son gets the best of everything. And that is what I want to challenge, that abnormality. That's why I'm here.
But I understand that Barrister Akpangbo is your family lawyer and therefore the executor of the will.
What about him?
It therefore follows that if there was any abnormality in the will, he should resolve it. Why should he be looking for another lawyer when Barrister Akpangbo is still alive?
Let me tell you something. I found out that he is from the same village, the same hometown as the girl that my brother just married. It's a mutual conspiracy. And I don't want it. I want him out.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, young man. Barrister Akpangbo is too elevated to be involved in such cheap conspiracy.
So you call me a liar? Do I look like a liar to you? Look at me. Do I look like a liar?
I'm looking at the person of the man you're calling a conspirator. Barrister Akpangbo will not be involved in any manipulations of the will. No, he won't.
Do you know what was given to me as the eldest son? I was given to manage Ini Umejesi Oil and Gas, a company my father created 7 years ago. And my younger brother was given the parent company for him to be the CEO. And that is not right in any ideal situation. Now you just mention your price and I'll pay. I'll pay.
Now you're bringing sentiments into this. And you know what? Sentiments are unknown in law. And so I would advise that you go back and see Barrister Akpangbo and ask him what he has to say. He is too learned to be involved in such cheap conspiracy. Okay? Good day.
Madam, you were there when the probate officer read the will. So why are you sounding as if you sent a proxy to represent you there?
In the absence of my husband, Barrister, I am next in command.
Madam, that's in some places, okay?
What do you mean I'm right in some places? Listen, my husband, the late Chief Umejesi, placed everything in my care. Or are you challenging that?
I'm not, okay?
Better.
But that would have been valid if your late husband had died intestate. That's without a will. But my client left a will. And you were there when the will was read. So I don't understand this whole noise and why you're shouting in my office.
Barrister, I pushed my husband to riches. He was a nobody when I met him. So that will that was read couldn't have been my husband's will because he knew he would not place me on salary.
Madam, are you saying that the will did not originate from your husband?
Definitely not.
Then you can go ahead and brief a lawyer, okay? Call a lawyer and both of you can go ahead and challenge it. Shouting in my office cannot neutralize the effectiveness of a legal document that has passed through the whole processes at the probate, madam. It's not possible.
Should I tell you the truth, Barrister Akpangbo?
I'm all ears, okay?
You are a clown. You're just conniving with your sister to hijack my family. But I'm telling you here and now that all your calculations are flawed.
Wait, madam, just wait. I'm sorry, but who are you calling my sister?
You are such an idiot to ask me such rubbish.
The easy way out. Did you ever have to stop to notice that this world is not your property? Did you ever have to stop to notice that you never always have it just your way? There will always be twists and turns. So that's the way it is, and you can't change your thing. 'Cause the truth remains, good name is better than silver and gold. Good name is better than silver and gold. When it's built on pride and arrogance, then arrogance surely bring on shame and disgrace. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. The first son of Umejesi is suspecting that his father's will was manipulated.
Who told you that?
Well, he came to brief me, and he actually wants to challenge the will. But I advised him, of course, to go back to you.
So why would you turn down the brief? His mother is not leaving my office, and I believe they have good money to spend, man.
Well, the young man said that the woman his younger brother married was your sister, and therefore he suspects that there is a conspiracy.
He must be a jester, because I don't even know the woman. I don't know the woman at all.
Well, I advise you call them and resolve this, okay?
Solving the problem in the manner they want will be tantamount to my disobeying my client. And I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, Clemson, why not advise them to challenge the matter in court? Yeah, you know, you can make good money from it, you know. After all, you're in this town to make money. Yeah, push them to court. I'll love the court to settle this matter once and for all.
It's alright then. Talk to you later, man.
Okay, no problem. I'll see you later.
Well, what can I do?
Honestly, Dan, don't you think you're getting angry over nothing?
I'm not getting angry for nothing because Okeke told me you had a meeting with my mother and I want to know what you two spoke about.
Well, if my meeting with your mother bothers you so much, why don't you just go straight to her and ask her what it was about?
Millicent, I don't want to get angry with you. Just tell me what happened between my mother and yourself. That's all I want.
It was strictly women's business.
Is that right? Okay. What's between you and that barrister friend of yours?
Which barrister?
You know who I'm talking about, the family lawyer.
Well, I don't know him.
Oh yeah? Are you not from Otowecha?
Then what has that got to do with this?
Exactly. You and him, you are from the same village. And you've conspired to hijack this family. But I can put it to your face, you will not succeed. You will not succeed.
Then why are you accusing me for nothing? I told you I do not know who this barrister is. And I have no intention of putting this family through anything bad. I don't. So please stop accusing me.
Why? There's only one way to prove it. I need you to tell your husband to take over the management of Umejesi Oil and Gas. And I want to sit on my father's seat. I am the first child. I deserve to be the head of umbrella group of companies. That's all I'm telling you. And that's the only way you can prove to me that you have nothing to do with the barrister. Yes?
Have you discussed it with him before?
No, he's not willing to listen to me. That is why you come in the picture.
You know, Dan, money is a stranger. I can visit you today. And he could also leave you tomorrow. Don't hang on to it.
Millicent, what's your problem? Is it because I allow you to marry my brother? That's why you can sit in front of me and speak in parables as if I'm stupid? What's the meaning of money is a stranger?
Very well then. I will discuss what you just told me with my husband.
Better.
At least he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He knows the true meaning of what you call parables. Look, Dan, my husband loves you more than he loves money. I'm very sure he would give in to your offer.
Whatever.
Dan, wait. See, before your father died, he laid his hands on me and he called me a noble woman. It's such a pity that he's not alive today for me to prove that to him. All I'm trying to let you know, Dan, is that I owe this family a lot. So as you leave, have it at the back of your mind that I can die for this family.
Good night, Millicent.
Good night.
Now, Victor, you listen to me. This matter is very important. And I want you to approach it from the point of law.
Mr. Bambo, I can't allow the law to undermine my family. My family is paramount. I cannot adhere to law and lose my only brother. It's not possible. There are times you allow sentiments to override common sense. Times like this.
I worked with your father for 13 solid years. And I have the boldness to assert that I served him faithfully. Now look into my face and tell me what you want.
The togetherness of my family. It's always taking precedence in our lives. I can't allow us to break up now. I'd rather give my brother and brother a group of companies. I want you to arrange the meeting between myself and the investors from France. Then I'll take over the management of Ugezu oil and gas.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Okay? I can't do it. I have thorough instructions from your late father. And I cannot go contrary to it. I cannot, I'm sorry, I cannot.
Well, it's a good argument, sir, but look at it from this point of view. We're the ones that are alive. With the deepest of respects, my father's dead. We manage the crisis of today. And there's an economic, approach to things now. My father's always trained me to go every step ahead of things, to be abreast of matters. This matter is to be handled by the living, not the dead.
So are you saying you're going to disobey your father?
I'd rather my family stay together and I still maintain his paramount than breaking them apart because of small demands like where we should be and where we shouldn't be.
I appreciate what you're saying, but I have to protect the legacy of my client. That's all.
Mr. Bambo, the greatest legacy my father left behind is his family. If we lose that legacy, then there's no company to manage eventually.
That's true, okay, that's true. I'll go back and think over it, okay? Just finish up your drink. Finish up your drink, let's go.
Why are you looking as if I'm not communicating?
Look, Cindy, I am more concerned with pressing issues. I need to get back what has been taken away from me by some legal manipulation. And whatever tussle you have, whatever nonsense power tussle you have with my mother doesn't exist to me. Solve it.
Are you aware she's still in my path?
Well, avoid her path then. She's your mother-in-law, isn't she?
Wait a minute, Dan. Are you saying you're not concerned with all these things she's been doing to me?
Cindy, we're husband and wife today because of my mother. And you cannot afford to have issues with her. And you can definitely not say that she has to leave this house because she's the madam of Umejesi family house. You can't say that.
Then why would she call my mother and tell her that I've got no manners? Why would she do that?
Because maybe you don't have manners. You have the onus to prove to her that you do have manners. There are more pressing things at stake. Umbrella group of companies has been taken away from me and I need to figure out how to get it back. Now, whatever squabbles you have with my mother, it's not my concern. It's petty. Solve it. It's your shit. Leave me out.
Dan.
The lawyer said I cannot legally hand the company over to my brother. There'll be total chaos in the family if I don't give him that company. I know.
You see, baby, I'm more concerned about your father. What he was thinking about when he wrote that will. I'm very sure there's a reason why he did not give your brother that company. Rather, he gave it to you.
You're right, baby. You know, I've often prided myself on the fact that I know how Dad thinks. We're men that are very much alike, you know. I've always been close to him, got a basic training of business from him, went to the right schools, tutored myself, you know. And he thinks that I think like a man. My brother, on the other hand, is often aligned himself with my mother, so naturally my father wanted a leader that thinks like a man. I think that's the chief reason he willed it to me. Well.
So you don't think that your decision is going to anger your father even in his grave?
Baby, I think crisis management is handled by the living and not the dead. Circumstances change. My father understands and he expects me to change with the circumstances. There'll be total anarchy in that family if I don't give my brother the company. Trust me. Besides, Umejesi Oil and Gas, it's a great entity. And I think I have the training and the right instincts to stir it to prominence. I just want you to trust me.
Well, I hope that you still remember that there's a standing order that your mother receives a salary every month, 1 million naira from the umbrella company. So if you want to leave this company now, how are you going to make sure that order stands?
Well, it's on an order, like you said. It's a standing order. It's legally bound already. So there's nothing to fear. It's inconsequential if I'm at the helm of affairs or my brother. It's still going to hold. The account to be funded regardless. There's no fear there, sweetheart.
Well, as long as your mother gets what rightfully hers. And whichever step that you want to take, I will stand by you. I'll be there for you.
You're an angel, you know that? And I love you very much.
I love you too.
I like it when you say that.
He's on here. Yeah, thank you. Well, the decisions we've sealed here with signatures of parties is mutual and from the heart. Nobody was cajoled into doing anything. In my capacity as the chief representative of the executors of a last will and testament of late Chief Umejesi, I hereby declare that Mr. Daniel Umejesi, the first son of late Chief Umejesi, is the owner of Umbrella Group of Companies. But further down, I declare that Mr. Victor Umejesi is the owner of Umejesi Oil and Gas Limited. The status quo as regards the disbursement of funds is still maintained. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In my capacity as a rep of executors of a last will and testament of Chief Umejesi, I think we'll call it a deal.
Yeah!
I'm really uncomfortable with this. Seriously.
Why?
Well, the propensity of funding from these French boys is making me a little uncomfortable.
Why?
Well, to start with, they threw in 50 million euros in the business. And I know the prospect is great and we're doing really well. And just when I was getting a hang of it and I'm planning, how to get ahead, these guys come up with another plan to throw in 50 million euros more. And begin to think in the long run they plan to hijack the company. What's so funny now?
Well, Vic, how could you even talk like a child? Look, sweetie, if the investors invested a huge amount of money before and they're coming back to invest more, that should only tell you one thing. They're seeing the future of the company and the business is working really well. So look, sweetie, businesses need money to grow. And the money they're offering is a huge sum of money. Better than you can even borrow from the bank. Okay?
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more. But one must check the background. And possible ulterior motives as well. Remember, Dad was always complaining about the economic meltdown, like some 8 years ago, and we're laughing at him. Well, the case is more apparent than ever. The reality is dead there on the ground. I'm not a pessimist, but I'm just saying in the event things go wrong, we need to fortify ourselves before these guys start to take over bid.
Okay, first of all, darling, I think we should give ourselves some credit. I mean, really, look at what we've done with that company. We've done really well. Look, no business is going to shrink. Okay? I mean, we are experts at what we do. We love our job. And that's what we read in school. Okay, so nothing's gonna happen.
I'm not totally convinced yet.
Okay. Remember how we started this company?
I don't need a history. I know you're very convincing. My wife wants me to go into business with investors from France. I already have my misgivings about it. I'm not comfortable. But you're my legal advisor, as well as my dad.
That's right.
What I'm asking for is advice on what will happen if I go with them.
Well, Victor, without any fear of contradiction, I'll tell you to go ahead and partner with them, okay? I believe they mean well for you. And they want to rely on you to make an inroad into the oil and gas industry in this country. So go ahead, you can go ahead.
I'll need to know my fate in the event of a worst case scenario. Say the terms of engagement don't go in their favor.
It's not your business if they fail or succeed, but I'm sure they wouldn't fail. These people are experts in the oil and gas industry. And I'm sure you will learn a lot from them.
All right. Thank you.
Just go ahead.
Mother, can you be very brief because I'm sorry.
Daniel, the 1 million naira my husband approved as my monthly salary does not come into my account anymore. Why?
Well, I don't know why. Cindy manages the accounts of the company.
What? Cindy is the one that manages the company's account. Since when? And why would you do that?
Well, Mother, I realize that businessmen need to be very much interested in politics. Because, you know, politicians, they can always come up with some funny policy that might just affect our company and destroy it. So I've taken keen interest in politics, and that's what I'm doing.
I can't believe this. Daniel, you went into politics and left the management of the company to that imbecile you have as a wife. Daniel, why are you taking decisions without consulting me?
Mom, you told me Cindy has been and is the best person for me ever. So why are you complaining now?
Daniel, you better go back and start managing that company or I'll take over.
Mom, I am still managing the company. Cindy is only practicing company finance that she learned in school, that's all.
Not with my company. Let her tell her father, Senator Dogu, to establish a company for her to practice her knowledge. I will not oblige my company.
The company is not yours. It's mine. I own it. And I make the decisions. Good night.
Alright, y'all. We did the damn thing. Now proceed to the front in an orderly fashion. Or how the fuck y'all want to.
I've heard. All I need to hear.
What's the meaning of that?
I just left my mother and she said you have not paid her monthly allowance for months now and I wonder why.
And the Bible says the laborer deserves his wages.
Cindy, don't get me pissed. You haven't answered my question.
I answered your question. We cannot continue to pay a whopping sum of 1 million naira to a woman who does absolutely nothing.
Wait a minute. Are you challenging an order made by my father?
You challenged him first. Why would you get angry if I'm doing something that's right? Besides, let the dead manage the dead. You can't continue to tell the living what to do.
Listen to me, Cindy. Do you know the person we are talking about is my mother? And she happens to be the widow of the man that owned everything that you are enjoying today?
No, the question should be, what exactly does she do with the money? She doesn't contribute to the growth of the company. Umbrella Group of Companies is not a charity organization. Mark my words, not a charity organization. We cannot continue.
How do you expect her to survive if you don't pay her salary?
There'll always be food in the house, and if she needs money for anything, we'll give it to her. We can't continue to dole out money like that. It's a waste of money.
You're in for trouble. Madam Shaw will destroy you if you continue like this. You should be in her good books.
There's no need, there'll be no need for you to rescue me as your wife, and do not do the same for your mother. We should challenge ourselves. Let's know who will be the last one standing. Do this thing. Do it. Come and put the volume the way you saw it.
To the front in an orderly fashion. Or how?
So, did you hear what your brother did?
No, not aware.
He has fired his manager.
That's not what happened, Morris. The man resigned of his own volition and my brother said he got better appointment somewhere else.
Yes, he resigned. That's because your brother is planning to liquidate the company.
I'm not too sure I follow.
He organized a party which Ngene, the son of the ex-governor, attended with the latest Mercedes. He decided to outdo the young man and he asked his manager to wire the sum of 56 million to UK for the latest Rolls Royce. The manager was trying to advise him that businessmen do not spend money like that. Instead of him to heed to his advice, he fired him. I understand that he has finally wired the money and is waiting for the car.
This is preposterous. What does he want to do with the Rolls Royce?
I wouldn't know. I equally understand that he has made his wife the company manager.
Give me a minute, will you?
It's alright.
Hello, Victor. What's up?
Hey, bro. What are you doing? Why did you order Rolls Royce? What are you doing with the Rolls Royce?
What is your business with what I do with my money?
Listen. Dan, you have cars. Plenty of cars. All kinds of toys. What are you doing with the Rolls Royce? It's crazy. But you're in competition with a descendant of a politician. A thieving, low politician. What are you doing? You know these people have turned the bursary of this country into their own private purse. They siphon funds at will. What are you competing with that kind of person for? Use your head, man.
Look, Victor, if you have any advice to give to this company, we don't need it. Keep it to yourself, okay?
Dan. Just got the phone on me.
Wow.
Thank you, Morris.
What was the advice you turned down?
I don't know who told him I ordered this car from the UK.
You ordered a car from the UK?
Yeah. You didn't see the paper I left on the bed? 2009 Rolls Royce. Sweet stuff I saw on the internet. Lovely car. You know, I just want to prove a point to Paul saying that I can't be intimidated by his 2008 Benz.
I can't believe this! You bought a Rolls without telling me?
Why should I tell you before I spend my money? Huh? It's my money. I am Daniel Umejesi, Esquire, I'm President and CEO of Umbrella Group of Companies. I'm not answerable to anyone.
It's not as if I'm underestimating you. Do you know what you're talking about? I mean, the cheapest house in Connecticut is more than $500,000. Do you have that kind of money?
Mother, if I do not have the money, I will not be talking about a house. I want a condo in the most exclusive part of Connecticut.
Then that will cost you almost $1 million.
Done. I'll pay the money into your account. Then you can use your contacts in the States to arrange something really nice for me. Because, Mother, I'm really tired of this country.
And it would be so unfair for me to go back to father's house in the States.
There's no point paying the money into my account. That will attract unnecessary charges. I will give you the account number of my contact in the US. You just wire the money straight to her. So should I get the account number of my contact?
All right, mother, just get it.
Okay.
Mom, hurry, please. I've got a meeting.
I'll be with you.
Madam Shaw, for you to come to my shop this late and be complaining shows that this thing is really serious. But I find it difficult to believe that she changed. She looked very harmless.
Mrs. Olona, truly, looks can be deceptive. Cindy is evil. She deceived everybody with her looks. Do you know that that girl has hijacked the company my husband labored for years to establish?
What?
Oh.
Wait a minute. Is it not your son that is running that company?
What?
How could you say that his wife has hijacked the place? I don't understand.
Okay. My husband approved a certain amount of money as my monthly salary. For 4 months now, Cindy stopped paying that money into my account. And the stupid boy that parades himself as my son is not even doing anything about it. As we speak, I don't even know what to do. I've not collected 10 kobo.
And I'm sure you surprise me. Are you trying to tell me that this girl has become so uncontrollable that you cannot grind her to a halt? Please, tell me that.
Mrs. Olona, the very first time I confronted this girl, she reacted in such a way that made it so obvious that she is ready for anything. Cindy is so obsessed with money that she's not even thinking about getting pregnant for my son. It is that bad.
But I'm sure this is not you. This is not the Madam Shaw that I used to know. If you ask me, I will say that you are the person that gave this girl the room to parade herself the way she does. You can deal with her if you so desire. And you know what I mean.
What is this? Why is that account in red? No, this is impossible.
Why would you scream me down the phone? Don't you know that women deserve respect and honor?
Cindy, why is the account in red? Why? What happened to all my money?
Are you asking me?
Yes!
I told you we needed a loan for this company. How many businesses do you know can survive without one?
Do you know how much money I inherited from my brother when I took over this company? Look at these lines. Tell me why my account is in red. How can you tell us we need a loan?
I said we needed a loan because we do not have enough money to run this company. Do you remember the reason why your father died? He could not comprehend with economic meltdown. This company was on the verge of collapse. That was why he willed it to your brother.
Cindy, I don't have time for this, your nonsense and your attitude. Who's feeding you this junk?
Forget who's feeding me stuff. You committed a massive blunder when you started scheming for this company. Umejesi Oil and Gas is far better. That's why your father bequeathed the company to you. And your brother, being the smart one, was willing to let go. And that's how come we've ended up with this dead company in need of loans and no money.
Well, Well, I'm happy that you showed up when I sent for you, even though we had that fight. You know, it's only women that refuse to reconcile after a fight. That only shows that you're a man. Anyways, you worked for my father for a long time, and I just want to find out from you. Was this company at the verge of collapse when he died?
The answer is emphatic no. The company was sound. You can even verify from your brother that first came before you arrived. He came and met money, but he didn't even make one withdrawal. We are thinking the way forward before you arrived.
Does it mean Cindy has been withdrawing money from the company's account?
The best thing is to call her and ask her what has been going on. This company cannot sink to where it is now if someone is not moving money secretly. Yes, just ask her.
This is the height of irony. You wrote a check for 4 million naira for me.
Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. I felt really bad when the lawyer called me and told me that you called him to complain that Cindy had stopped your monthly salary and that you needed money and that you were broke. So I decided to do this. Mom, I don't know why you did not tell me.
My daughter, I'm so ashamed. I've been so ashamed. So ashamed to ask you for money. Are you not the same woman I walked out of this very house when my son presented you as his fiancé? But God has his own way of doing things. He pushed you to my other son, Victor. And today, you have proven to be the one that will take my family to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Millicent. Can I give you a hug?
This life is like a race, and we are racing down, racing to the end. Oh, so be careful when you judge. Just remember you are not in control. Do you hear? Have you ever seen a rich man cry when he's falling from the waste of grass?
I am sorry, Cindy, but what exactly is going on? Where are you getting all this money from?
I married into the renowned Umejesi family. You should know where the money comes from, Mother.
My daughter. Don't tell me you're stealing their money.
Stealing? Mother, that is insulting. Are you accusing me of stealing?
Then what is happening? I mean, you just bought a house in the United States. Now you're talking about buying another one in the UK? It's only natural that I ask you where you're getting all this money from.
Don't give me the impression that you do not want to help me, Mother.
Jesus Christ.
I am not a naive girl. I can look for help elsewhere.
Huh? What is my daughter turning into? So you now cannot answer a simple question from your mother. Is that what you're telling me?
Mother, then ask questions that can be answered. Mother, I am looking into the future, not the present. I do not want anything to distract me. I want a house in the UK. Are you willing to help me? Or do you want me to go elsewhere?
What?
not. It's just a house. Well, Daniel, if you want me to understand what you're saying, I guess you have to speak clearly.
Mom. What I'm saying here, I think we have just been castigating Father for nothing. Because I can feel it. I feel it inside me, deep inside. He knew what he was doing. You know, he saw ample group of company at the verge of collapse before he died. And that is why he bequeathed it to Victor and not me. He knew what he was doing.
Daniel, I'm lost. What do you mean?
What I'm saying, Mom, I'm saying I want back what was originally given to me as per Father's will. I want Umejesi oil and gas. That is what was given to me, and I want it back.
Daniel, you must be an idiot to think you can manipulate everybody. Victor and his wife are doing very well in Umejesi oil and gas. I've already given them my blessing. And there's nothing you can say here that will make me change my mind.
Mother, why are you talking like that? You're always on my side. Listen, you haven't understood. You haven't understood what I'm trying to say. You haven't understood the depth.
Daniel, you are not saying anything. You're saying rubbish. You must be hopeless. Why did you make your wife the chief accountant? What did you do when your wife stopped my salary, my monthly salary? Just go and look for a way to revive that company. And don't disturb Victor and his wife with your high-level inconsistency.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
Hello, Johnson, what do you want?
You know what, Dan? Many of us are beginning to see you as a man of too many words with no action.
My friend, don't waste my time. What are you saying?
You told us you ordered a 2009 Rolls Royce. But hey man, since then we've been waiting to see you cruise it, but it's nowhere to be found. And mind you, Ugezu, the son of the governor, now cruises in that same car.
And so what? So what? Who even told you that?
Well, he just left my house now. And he told me I still have the opportunity of joining the winning team.
So you've joined this team, so join it.
What I did, what every sensible man would do. I've joined the winning team.
My friend, don't waste my time. Don't waste my time, bye-bye.
Hello? Hello? Useless idiots. Always singing with no action.
Mother.
I want to make a call.
You know, baby, things are going rather well. We're going to be in the refinery business very soon. And believe me, that's where the fat of the bacon is.
That's nice. You know, I've always told you that God's time is the best. You know, God makes difficult situations seem so easy that sometimes you even wonder if it's really real.
Oh, this one is real. The kind of money drifting into the account makes it all real. Very real. However, there's something else I wanted us to briefly visit. And that is the issue of Barrister Bambo. Apparently he wants to wet his beak, so to speak, and I think it's only fair considering the fact that we made all the money from his contacts. He's asking for 7 million. It's fair, seriously.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, really. I mean, since you now own the company, then you can make any decision you want to make. Make the order now. Write me a check first and tomorrow morning.
Someone's at the door. Come in.
Can you excuse me? I want to have a word with my brother.
Oh.
See you.
Dan, good thing you're here. I was considering calling you to ask you over. It's a small matter of mother's monthly allowance from umbrella group of companies. I understand you stopped it. Why?
Victor, I'm not here to discuss mother's allowance. It's my back case. I'm here to solve something with you as a brother.
Is there a problem?
Well, you can quote me. I mean, it could be. The thing is, I think we made a mistake by not sticking to Dad's original plan as to regards to the will, as to regards to who gets what. I think we need to revert to the original will.
I don't understand the context you use revert. What exactly do you mean? I'm at a loss here.
I'm trying to say Dad had a good reason for giving you what he gave you and for giving me the oil and gas company. So it's about time we just rearrange everything as originally willed.
Dan, forgive me, but I don't know if it's because I'm slow on the uptake today. I still really don't understand what you're talking about. Could you be a little bit more explicit?
Maybe you're a little slow. What I'm trying to say, simply put, take back your original company and I'll take back mine. That's all I'm saying.
That's not possible, Dan. You can't take back what you rejected and give me what, truthfully, was in the will. To start with, you said you had no part of the oil and gas, that you wanted the big conglomerates, the umbrella group of companies, and I really let you have it because I didn't want problems. Now that I perceive that I've built the company to a matter of great prominence, you want it back because you're not doing so well with umbrella group of companies. And it's not going to happen. I think you should leave my wife and I alone. Leave our life alone.
Well, Victor, I'm not going to leave your life alone. I won't leave your life alone ever. Because you need to take what you had and I will get what I deserve. Okay? Otherwise there won't be peace in this house. I can assure you that.
You know, Dan, I've always condoned your excesses. But this is going way beyond the boundary now. You caused so much tension in the family when you said you wanted the umbrella group of companies. Because you thought that was where the power lay. But now that I've built the oil and gas to what it is now, you want it back? It's not possible.
Did I not tell you I wanted some privacy?
Well, I didn't know that you're still around.
Don't speak to my wife like that.
Well, now that you're here, you might as well add the voice. Add your voice to it. Tell him, take back your company. I want back what was originally well to me. Umejesi gas and oil. Take back your umbrella group of companies. I don't want it. Dad knows best. I'm telling both of you.
Baby, I don't know what you're thinking, but we would never go back to umbrella.
You were my father's lawyer before he died. That's right. And I know he held you in high esteem. And that is why he decided to make you the one to execute his will. Now I am here because you need to revert to his will. You need to honor his will. It's your responsibility.
What you're saying is what you've already said on the phone. And what I'm going to say is what I've already told you on the phone. What you want is not possible.
I'm asking you why. My father had a damn good reason why he did what he did. You need to honor his will. It's your obligation.
Your brother, the chief executive officer of Umejesi Oil and Gas, has already entered into partnership with some credible businesses overseas. And it's impossible to revert to the will at this stage. It's not possible.
Listen to me. umbrella group of companies was at the verge of collapse when my father died. He knew it. He saw it coming. He wanted the best for me. That is why he didn't will that to me.
Are you aware that you are talking to the same barrister, Bambo, that handled all the documents relating to your father's business? I have documentary evidence showing that umbrella group of companies was a sound company before your father died. And even at that, as your brother took over and left, it was still a very sound company. If anything had happened to it, then it's all your fault. You ran it down, okay? You did. Damn it.
What is it?
Madam, I came to tell you that yesterday I overheard Cindy tell someone over the phone that she bought a house in America.
Are you sure you heard her well?
Madam, I was inside the toilet. I'm sorry to say this, but I was inside the toilet very close to where she was standing while she was making the call. She was hushed. She didn't know I was right inside the toilet.
Okay. Did she mention the amount she bought the house?
Madam, I don't know if what I heard is what she spent, but she told the person that she was calling that it's $1 million house in an exclusive area of Connecticut. And madam, there was this way that she dragged the exclusive. And instantly I came to the exclusive conclusion that the house in question must be exclusive indeed. Madam, I came to inform you so you can take action. Because I know you will always take action, ma.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Cindy.
Mother.
Victor, the woman I imposed on your brother is the devil's incarnate.
I thought she had a surname, Mother.
Victor, forget surname. That girl has ruined her family.
Does it have anything to do with the rubbish Dan came to tell me in my apartment yesterday?
What did he say?
He said he wants Ugezu oil and gas back. He wanted me to go back to umbrella group of companies. I told him it was unacceptable.
I'm aware of their scheme, and I'm happy you told him off. Victor, do you know that Cindy bought a house in the US?
No, Mother, I'm not aware. And I also believe it's too late to say I told you so. In any case, this is my stance. It's really not my business what they do with their money. She can buy the Titanic and sail all around the world if she pleases. It's their money, Mom. I just want it to be known and settled. No circumstances whatsoever will I give up from Ugezu oil and gas. My wife and I have worked way too hard for anybody to take over our sweat. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm really sorry.
Cindy.
specifics. What is it you really want?
The last time I was here, we had a disagreement. And this time around, I want to believe we will have an agreement.
Yeah, hopefully.
What I want to do is this. I want to revert to the original instruction as per the will. That is possible, right?
Well, nothing is impossible with money. And in this instance, my professional fees will be 10 million naira. And you pay me 60% upfront, and the balance when the case is concluded in your favor. Is that okay?
Okay, fine. Can you start the process without cash?
You must be a joker, you. Nothing ever gets done without money. And do you know what we want to do? We want to challenge the violation of the will and the testament of the dead. That requires a rigorous legal process that needs money to kickstart it. And so...
It's okay. I mean, fine. I will get back to you ASAP. Good. It's no problem. Good. Yeah? Okay. So, right on. Thanks.
Shame and disgrace, yes, good name is better than silver and gold.
Barrister, I blame myself for everything. The noble woman that Victor eventually married was first presented to me by Daniel. But I walked her out just because she had no surname and no solid background. Then I brought in Cindy just because I had wanted a marriage between two great families. But I guess I shot myself in the leg. Cindy has ruined my son and crippled the once flourishing umbrella group of companies.
Madam, it's okay? Just do not lament any further. All I know is that the problem will be resolved. And I'm assuring you here that umbrella group of companies is not going to die. I have written consent of your late husband to appoint administrators for his estate if it could be proved that his sons are not running the estate very well. I think we might have to explore that option.
Thank you very much, Barrister. Barrister, Cindy has hijacked our company. I just want us to break her.
Madam, like I promised, I'll come over tomorrow, okay? Everyone has been informed, and I'm sure we'll resolve the matter. Just stop worrying.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
No mention.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Look, Cindy, I heard you bought a house in the US. Where did you get the money?
I hope you haven't forgotten the meeting with the lawyer set up for tomorrow. We have to prepare what we're going to say.
What is wrong with you? What has come over you? Acting as if you don't care about the crisis happening here.
There is no crisis in this family. The umbrella group of companies is a dead company. And we cannot continue to be in a dead company. All we need to do is force the lawyer tomorrow to hand over the paper to Umejesi, oil and gas, the way your father intended it to be.
You know what? I'm going to ask you for the last time. The very last time. I heard you bought a house in the US. Where did you get that money from?
Long before I met you and married you, I was a vibrant daughter of a senator. And my father is still a millionaire. Are you saying I cannot afford a house in the States? Talk to me.
Cindy, the agent in London called to say that she has found the house for £580,000. Are you ready with the money?
I am always equal to the task. Tell her I'll sort it out tomorrow.
It's alright, it's alright.
Who was that?
Must she know everything I do? Damn, don't turn into a peeping Tom.
You have the nerves.
Look, I want to watch TV.
You have the nerves.
Late Chief Umejesi was a prominent man, a businessman per excellence, a devout Christian, and most importantly, a man of peace. He went about ensuring the restoration of peace in homes where peace had become elusive. I find there's great irony that in his home we're having squabbles, and we're here to resolve the squabbles.
Mr. Barrister, excuse me. I totally disagree with what you're saying. You know, you're trying to make this thing complicated, and it is not. First of all, there are no squabbles in this family. There's nothing like that. We're here to solve a simple problem. My younger brother was willed umbrella group of companies, and I was given to take charge of Umejesi Oil and Gas. Full stop. Now, youthful exuberance didn't allow me to understand the reasons why my father did what he did. Now I've come to understand it. All right? So I'm saying we made a blunder with whatever arrangements we made. I want us to bring it back. Just give him his company, and I will take Umejesi Oil and Gas. Full stop.
The problem is not the swap, but with originality.
What is originality? What do you mean by originality?
I've discussed with your brother, Victor here, and he's willing to hand over Umejesi Oil and Gas and take over the CEOship of Umbrella Group of Companies.
That's what I'm talking about!
That was too fast. You should have waited to hear the conditions first.
Stop it. There were no conditions when my father left that will. I didn't know of any condition. What conditions are you talking about? Please, please, please.
Your father left 500 million naira in the account of Umbrella Group of Companies before he died. Your brother was in that company for months without taking anything. He left the amounts in the account of Umbrella Group of Companies when he took over the ownership of Umejesi Oil and Gas. The condition is very simple. You provide the amount, and your brother will willingly hand over Umejesi Oil and Gas to you and take over the ownership of Umbrella Group of Companies once the amount is still intact. Simple.
It's not true. What you're saying is not true. When we took over that company, there was no such money in there. There was nothing like that. What do you mean?
I have substantial evidence that the amount was in the coffers of Umbrella Group of Companies when you took over. So you return the amount and intact, and then the family will return to status quo. Simple.
I regret the day I set my eyes on that woman.
What's wrong with you? Why did you choose to destroy my life? What did I do to you to deserve this? Huh?
Dad, what has come over you? Why are you being hostile to your wife? Dad, why'd you have a gun pointing at me?
When you get to hell, tell the devil, you ruined a young man's life, a young man that had a bright future.
We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this.
Name is better than silver and gold. A good name is better than all the treasures of the world. You know, good name is better than everything. But when you build your world on arrogance, then the end will surely come back. Ooh, pain and disgrace. Remember, good name is better than silver and gold. That's the way. Good name is better than silver and gold. Yeah, when it's built on pride and arrogance, oh, it surely bring no shame and disgrace. That's for sure. That's for sure. Good name is better than silver and gold. That's the way. Good name is better than silver and gold. You can't change your faith on pride and arrogance. And arrogance surely bring no shame and disgrace. That's for sure. That's for sure. Just remember now. Remember now. That's the way it is. That's for sure.